The internet, with its vibrant colors and endless possibilities, often feels like a playground, a space for connection, learning, and entertainment. We scroll through feeds filled with laughter, share moments with friends, and discover new passions. But beneath the memes and viral videos, behind the carefully curated profiles and fleeting trends, a darker reality lurks, a shadow that stretches across the digital landscape. It's a reality where the lines between harmless fun and harmful manipulation become increasingly blurred. We're not just talking about trolls or heated arguments, the occasional disagreement or rude comment that we've all come to expect. There's a digital undercurrent, a subtle but powerful force that can trap and devastate, leaving lasting scars on individuals and communities. Online harassment and bullying have evolved far beyond simple name-calling. They've morphed into sophisticated tools of coercion, used to control, manipulate, and silence. This insidious form of abuse is sometimes leading directly to modern slavery and human trafficking, blurring the lines between the virtual and the real. When an influencer with millions of followers, wielding immense power and influence, targets someone, whether intentionally or not, it can quickly escalate from a fleeting moment of drama to a relentless, coordinated campaign of harassment, a digital pile-on that's impossible to escape. This isn't just mean comments. It's not just a few harsh words exchanged in the heat of the moment. It's doxing, the malicious exposure of personal information, it's direct threats of violence, and its coordinated efforts to systematically destroy reputations and livelihoods, leaving victims with nowhere to turn. The weaponization of a fan base, the transformation of loyal followers into an unthinking army, breaking a person's will, crushing their spirit, and leaving them feeling utterly isolated and helpless. Trafficking isn't always physical. It's not just about chains and forced labor in the traditional sense. It's about exploitation and coercion, and online mobs fueled by anonymity and a sense of impunity can apply overwhelming psychological pressure, creating a virtual prison for their targets. When this relentless pressure forces someone to work for free, to create content without compensation, or to perform other unwanted tasks against their will, simply to appease the mob or avoid further harassment, it crosses a dangerous line, blurring the boundaries and crossing into the realm of modern slavery. We often miss this insidious connection because online aggression has become so normalized, so commonplace that we barely even register it. Drama is content, fueling the algorithms and driving engagement, and victims are all too often blamed for the abuse they endure, further perpetuating the cycle of violence. Platforms, driven by engagement and profit, often turn a blind eye, rarely intervening effectively to protect their users from this digital predation. But we must see past the spectacle, beyond the fleeting trends and viral sensations. When a mob is deliberately directed to punish someone, to inflict harm and suffering, simply for refusing to provide free labor or comply with unreasonable demands, it's not just bullying, it's digital coercion, a calculated act of control and manipulation with devastating real-world consequences. The chains are invisible, woven from code and fueled by anonymity, but the damage is all too real, leaving victims scarred, broken, and trapped in a digital prison of fear and intimidation. Imagine a popular YouTuber, someone with a substantial following, suddenly needing video editing or graphic design work. Perhaps they're launching a new series, rebranding their channel, or simply need help keeping up with their content schedule. Instead of offering fair compensation, they dangle the carrot of exposure to their massive audience or make vague, non-committal promises of future collaborations and work opportunities. It's an offer that sounds appealing on the surface, especially to aspiring creatives. A talented fan, eager to gain experience and recognition, provides the requested work, pouring their time and effort into the project, but when they politely inquire about payment for their services, the influencer suddenly becomes evasive and refuses to pay the agreed-upon rate, or worse, offers nothing at all. And if the fan dares to speak out about this injustice, to voice their frustration and demand what they're rightfully owed, things quickly escalate and turn ugly. The influencer's response is often disproportionate and vindictive. The influencer, feeling their reputation is at stake, might create a carefully crafted video response designed to sway public opinion in their favor. In this video, they often paint the worker as a liar, an opportunist, or simply a troublemaker trying to extort them for money. They twist the narrative to portray themselves as the victim. They might even go as far as sharing private messages and conversations, selectively edited and presented out of context, to rally their loyal audience against the ungrateful fan. The underlying message is clear: this person is now the enemy, an obstacle to be removed. And the influencer's followers, fiercely loyal to their favorite creator, obediently swarm the victim's social media accounts, unleashing a torrent of hateful comments and personal attacks, including direct threats of violence and even death. They also engage in coordinated mass reporting campaigns attempting to get the victim's account suspended or banned from the platform altogether. The ultimate goal isn't to engage in a rational debate or address the legitimate concerns of the worker. It's pure intimidation and the complete silencing of any dissenting voices. The chilling effect on other potential victims is undeniable. The message is loud and clear: dare to demand fair payment for your work and you'll be publicly shamed, humiliated, and digitally destroyed. This is a clear case of coercion, where fame and influence are weaponized to secure free labor and ruthlessly punish any form of dissent or resistance. Public humiliation, fueled by a mob mentality, becomes the primary tool to enforce the exploitation of unpaid labor. It's a disturbing digital manifestation of modern slavery, where talent and effort are stolen under the guise of opportunity. The entire system thrives on fear, intimidation, and the abuse of power, effectively silencing others before they even consider speaking out against the injustice, perpetuating a cycle of exploitation and abuse. In law, aiding and abetting means helping someone commit a crime. Online, when influencers incite harassment and followers act, they're aiding digital coercion. Each hateful comment or threat is a piece of a larger attack. Many fans don't realize the harm. They think they're defending their favorite creator. The internet's anonymity makes consequences feel distant, but the collective impact is immense. Platforms amplify this with algorithms that reward drama and controversy, pushing incendiary content to more people. Even with anti-harassment policies, enforcement is slow and inconsistent. Platforms provide the infrastructure for abuse, rewarding the very content that incites mobs. Responsibility is shared: the influencer who starts it, the followers who join in, and the platforms that spread it. Individual actions, multiplied by thousands, become a force of intimidation. To stop the abuse, everyone in the chain must be held accountable. Modern slavery isn't just sweatshops, those grim factories we often picture. It's taken on new, insidious forms, evolving with our technology. It's any situation where someone is exploited and can't refuse due to threats or coercion. This exploitation isn't always physical; it can be psychological, emotional, and increasingly digital. Online, the threat isn't physical violence, it's something far more subtle yet equally devastating. It's the destruction of your digital life and reputation. A carefully crafted online persona can be shattered in moments. Imagine working for an influencer, pouring your heart and soul into their content, expecting payment, and being threatened with a digital lynch mob, if you dare to speak up about your rights. For those whose lives are online, whose livelihoods depend on their digital presence, this is a devastating penalty. It's a form of economic and social exile. The choice: work for free, contributing your time and skills without compensation, or face public humiliation and relentless harassment, a constant barrage of negativity designed to silence you. This is digital coercion, forced labor under threat, not of physical violence, but of social and professional ruin, the destruction of everything you've built online. Influencers frame unpaid work as opportunity, a chance to gain exposure, but back it with thinly veiled threats of harassment if you don't comply. The mob's attacks isolate victims, cutting them off from support networks, making them feel powerless and utterly alone in their struggle. The barrage of messages and threats is a form of control, a deliberate tactic aimed at breaking spirits and enforcing submission through sheer volume and intensity. This is modern slavery's new frontier, a subtle, insidious form of exploitation that thrives in the digital age, facilitated by the screens we all hold. The very devices that connect us can also be used to enslave us. The case of YouTuber CJ. So Cool highlights these dynamics. Multiple collaborators allege they worked for him without pay, and when they spoke out, they faced public denigration. CJ. So Cool has denied these claims, but the pattern is familiar. Work is performed, payment is withheld, and accusers are painted as liars or extortionists. Videos addressing the allegations are broadcast to millions, weaponizing the fan base. Accusers report intense harassment and threats from fans, silencing others from coming forward. This chilling effect protects the powerful and deters victims. The influencer's platform becomes a tool for controlling narratives and intimidating critics. Demanding fair compensation can lead to severe personal and professional consequences. Influencers may spark the fire, but followers fan the flames. When fans see a call-out video, they choose, move on, or join the attack. Thousands making that second choice turn a dispute into a campaign of abuse. Mob mentality takes over, loyalty to the creator, outgrouping the target, and suspending critical thinking. Followers are fed curated, one-sided narratives, reinforcing the influencer's story. In rare cases, fans can push back, demanding fairness and refusing to participate in harassment. But more often, they become enforcers, amplifying the message and inflicting punishment. Every follower's choice matters, bystander, perpetrator, or ally. Complicity and coercion is real. Actions have consequences. The system relies on the crowd to enforce silence and exploitation. Each of us decides whether to break the cycle or perpetuate it. The impact of online harassment isn't just digital, it's deeply human. Victims endure psychological warfare, constant hate, threats, and exposure of private information. The mental toll is severe: anxiety, depression, PTSD, and isolation. Many delete their profiles, lose connections, and fear for their safety. Trust is shattered and trauma lingers for years. Professionally, a single accusation can ruin reputations and destroy livelihoods. Harassment campaigns can make it impossible to find work or keep clients. The cost is emotional, financial, and social. When we normalize these tactics, we create a toxic online environment for all. The price is paid by victims first, but ultimately, we all suffer. Ending online harassment and exploitation requires action from everyone. First, practice critical consumption. Don't accept call-out videos at face value. Ask, am I hearing both sides? Is there a motive to discredit? Second, refuse to join the pile-on. Don't comment, share, or engage with inciting content. Use platform tools, report harassment and hate speech. Support victims, privately send messages, follow new accounts, or support their work. Amplify organizations fighting online abuse. Hold influencers and platforms accountable, unsubscribe from bullies, demand better policies, and advocate for real enforcement. Our collective power as users can drive change. Draw a line with your actions, help build a safer digital world. Change starts with us. We're at a crossroads. Our digital tools can connect or cage us. The line between entertainment and exploitation is blurred, and we can't be passive. Harassment, shaming, and coerced labor aren't drama, they're abuse, and sometimes modern slavery. We must question influencer narratives, especially when they target the less powerful. Fame isn't a shield from accountability. Integrity matters more than views. Platforms must prioritize safety over engagement. Algorithms should not amplify hate. Content moderation must be robust and responsive. As users, we must demand responsible action from platforms and creators. Every click, share, and comment has impact. We choose to be part of the mob or the solution. Let's build an online culture where work is valued and dignity is respected. The fight against modern slavery is here, on our screens. It starts with us today.